in these 4 games that you played, including the variance game, you've had an opportunity to not only try new faces but also new combinations as well. You're now going to a rugby championship, which people may argue is a little bit more serious stuff. Does the rugby championship still give you scope to keep rotation and new faces, or now do you have to have a settled team to go through that competition and try to defend it?
We're around 36 guys for 2 Australian matches. And within that 36, there will be 1 or 2 guys we experiment with, but the bulk of the squad will take out the guys that we feel are the most settled and fits the best into how we want to play. The nice thing is now, I think, I don't know, 48 guys or how many guys has played for us now this year, including last year. There's also a couple of guys that played for us. So we know all personalities, all the guys that are training, what is the intensity of training, what do you expect of them on and off the field. So, some guys won't make the 35, 36, we'll probably go 36 for this first 2 games against Australia. Some other guys will just go and play down cup to make sure they stay fit and get back into the mix. Even guys like Jaden, Jordan, Dylan, Renzo, there's quite a couple that we would love to give more game time. But these 4 matches we always saw as, listen, we're going to experiment a little bit. So eventually getting the score lines that you did, we're fairly satisfied with. But as you rightly said, the Rugby Championship is definitely a step up to Tier 2 nations, a Barbarian game, and the Italy matches. So, we'll be going full on to try and win those first 2 Australian matches with a 36-man squad, which will announce on Tuesday. But by that, it doesn't mean the guys who's not in the 36. There will be 9 guys on standby for if there's an injury. And then after that, we'll announce the squad from New Zealand, and then we'll announce the squad against, which a lot of them will overflow. There will be guys that is in most of the squads, or in all 3 squads, including the Argentina 2 matches at the end. So, yeah, hope that answers your question.
Sacha seemed a bit out of sorts tonight, especially early in the first half, and also missed a few conversions. Is that a bit of a frustration for you at this stage, heading into the Rugby Championship?
Well, Sacha is not necessarily the first choice there. So, we've got Mani that is pretty much good in song, and like you saw when Andre came on, he's also pretty solid with that, So, I think if you just look at Sacha's goal kicking, the first 4 he missed, and then I think after that he did pretty well. He in the warm up got a e-pointer, and we weren't quite sure if he was pushing through into the game, but he wanted to play, and I don't know if that's an excuse for the way he kicked that balls, but he definitely ran it out. And no, we like flyers that tries things on the field, and not just play in the little box and be just all safe. And he was certainly not one of the guys that made most errors today. There was lots of guys that made lots of errors because of the disruptive way. When I say that, I don't say that negative about Georgia. They're just really in your face and thrive on spoiling, and they do it really well. So no, I'm not frustrated with Sacha. I know it's only his second start for us this year. So he's again he's young compared to our other players.
An assessment of this match for you?
Well, the final score from I don't know, 35, 10 or 17. So I guess really happy if you go with the 4 games. Each game was close to 50 and we can, except for Italy in the first match. So overall, when you play a team like this, it's really physical. I would say they don't really want to play rugby, but they're really disruptive. But that's not an excuse for us making so many errors, So, and I guess we have to take some blame. Understand that if we chop and change things like that, we're building squad depth, but you'll lose rhythm. And I'm glad the guys could the last 25 minutes get some rhythm into the game. So yeah, I think we're fairly happy. One can always do better. But it was definitely a team that came out. It was very stop-start. It was before any scrum, every line out, there was somebody sitting on the ground, and it was really tough to get some intensity into the game. But I think what they expected from them was physicality and being disruptive, and they certainly did that. But at the end, the guys handled it, but I don't think it was a performance of 80 minutes we were
Rassie, I thought you were really front-rowed and pretty well the first half. Pretty solid performance from them.
Were you happy with their efforts, and do you feel that maybe you could have left them on a bit longer, especially when the students guys struggled a bit in the scrum in the second half?
I think they did fairly well. It's interesting, to put guys in a game like that. In the first game, you look at the scrums and you think it's quite okay, but then there's some general play errors, how you stop a ball. You pretty much in single guys that's played a lot for us. And then if one or two of those guys miss their roles and stopping a ball, then the ball try against us. I know Sia was also off of that ball try, I think. So there was one or two. So Maul is also as technical as a scrum sometimes. So yeah, and in general defense, they made some errors. So one can't look in isolation just at the scrum. You're 100% right, they did well in the scrums. But they had some errors in attack being on the right places and clean outs and ball carries and so on. So we could giving them 45, 46 minutes. We've seen enough, and that was the scrums that is solid enough, and we can fix the general play stuff with it.
Yeah, obviously first game back after being out for a while, very physical game, and I think you played the whole game other than when you went off for your HIA. You also got quite heavy hits in that second half there, the one tackle. How are you feeling after that? And, feeling very confident?
Yeah, the body's good. Obviously, performance-wise, could have done better. Could have had a better start to the game. But as coach said, the later the game went, the more we started getting the intensity in there. I thought, we could have started with more intensity, and they came in exactly what the coaches told us they were doing, what we saw, and they were hard on that. But we later in the game, we were able to put some phases together. We could have started better.
So yeah, just for you as well, just maybe once again being on the field and in the squad, and just in terms of performances, what were your overall impressions just on the intensity of the players and going into the Rugby Championship?
I mean, if you look at the 4 weeks, I think each week was different. That was last week, the guys' intensity was very high, and today we didn't start, we didn't pick up where they left off, only later in the second half, and that's what shows you about the group. Everyone that's getting an opportunity, you gotta take it. And we definitely had to be better in the second half than we did, but we just want to keep on building as a group. And as coach says, when we're happy that guys are getting opportunities and also getting this kind of exposure. Most importantly, we just gotta start with what we know we are about.